And we're live. Hi, guys. It is April 16th, a Wednesday. And I was giving a great topic that I was not thinking about, and that is unisex fragrances. Let me check my mic really quickly because I don't recall which one. Okay, I think it's good. I think it's good. I think we're okay. But yeah, I want to talk about some unisex fragrances. But first, today is Emancipation Day in DC. If you're from DC or if you work in DC, we had the day off. So it was great to have sort of a midweek break. Um, yeah, so I was out with my sister today. I enjoyed myself a little bit. Generally, I'll go out to like some of our parades or some of the activities they have going on for today, but I think they did most of that over the weekend. So yeah, we're just enjoying the day that was given to us as the slaves were freed in DC. In DC. So today for my fragrance of the day, I wore a blend of genre perfumes, the indie brand house that does original fragrances as well as inspired versions of perfumes. But I am wearing Femme Delicious. This fragrance was actually made in collaboration with the Femme Frag Heads Facebook fragrance group. So I don't think I think I knew at the time, but I wasn't heavy into maybe that Facebook group. And I am a member, but I thought it was pretty cool. And I think it's similar to a Narcotica fragrance. The Narcotica fragrance is, I think it was like the first one that everybody enjoyed. So this would be Narcotica. Let me just look it up really quickly because Dolce Diablo, I think that's the one that has the apricot and some chocolates notes. So yeah, Claude Deer is the perfumer behind that one. And in Narcotica Dolce Diablo, there is rum, cognac, apricot, chocolate, cacao, sugarcane, and honey, vanilla, tonka bean, sandalwood, and some more notes. So I was getting some of that sweet, kind of warm feel with this one. It was so cold today. Like, I think it stayed around 50 degrees and I was just chilly. But for whatever reason, I thought to blend it with. Hi, Chandra. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on tonight. I decided to use Dapper Fragrances version of Venom Incarnate. I don't know why. What made me so Venom Incarnate to me has this sweetness, and then I think there's a leather note to it. Some sweetness from like berries, strawberries, caramel, and then there's some leather. But I get a little soapy feel. It doesn't come off as leathery to me. It kind of comes off a little soapy. And so then I just topped it up with some apricot and kind of chocolate sweetness. I don't know. I haven't really worn either of these really. And so I just felt like giving them some play. And yeah, so that was my scent of the day. But some fragrances that have had me in a chokehold sort of this past week over the weekend was the first one I'm going to talk about is so this is BDK's Empatia. I don't know why this has me in a chokehold. I think because it's so easy to wear. It is a rose fragrance and there's something different about it. So that's all I need, because if you go back, I do have a live on basic bee fragrances because yeah, just sometimes that's all we need. We don't need a whole bunch of tearing tobacco that's tearing down the room and cardamom that's blasting through. Like we sometimes we don't need all that. We just need to be pleasant, easy, approachable, but a little twist to it, something a little nice. And so Empatia has had me sort of in a chokehold. Um, I did a live on reviewing Empatia. So do check that out. And Chandra is telling us that she has a 10 ml of Empatia. And it does, she says, you know what it reminds me of in the opening, Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper by Kayali. The dry down has some guidance smell in it, in my opinion. Chandra, yes. So when I was talking about this, excuse me, blushing me. Whew. Okay. So that's another reason. We'll talk about that later. And I've talked about it before, how my nose and allergies and all kinds of things are just driving me nuts. But yes, what I was saying in sort of my first impressions of this, thank you. She says, bless you. Thank you. What I was saying about this is that, yes, it does have that feel of some Delina and guidance, but for me in the dry down, I was getting Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. So yes, a combination of all of those things, and they are three of my like favorite fragrances. So I think that's a lot of the reason why I've just been so into Empatia, because it's just a blend of all of my some of my favorite fragrances. And so I know that dupe brand that I was into does a lot of the tribrids and hybrids and quadbrids and stuff like that. But yes, actual brands I feel do the same thing. So it's not like a novel idea, but sometimes we don't recognize it because they're not telling us. But those of us that have had a nose around for a while, we can smell it. We know, we know what's happening here. Chandra also says, I wasn't expecting it to be sharp, so I was very surprised when I first smelled it. It's not a love for me yet, but I'm going to keep trying. It's pretty for sure. I understand. I definitely understand. But for me, this one has just been, I don't know, doing it for me. The other one that I have been really, really loving. So that's the reason why I think I've been really liking Empatia. It's just that it's a blend of some of my favorite fragrances and it does me well. So the other one that I have been really loving is taking it out the box, because some of these I keep in a box. There's not really any more space on my shelves for anything else, honestly, which is very sad. Very sad. But here we are. The other fragrance that has been keeping me in a chokehold is this guy. This is Unisex Luxuries So Scientific. So Scientific is sweet. It has some florals. It's bright in the beginning, and then it takes that Middle Eastern kind of feel and kind of brings in some smoke a bit in the background, like smoke or some just deep woods that, gee, hi, so great to see you. I was just kind of talking about some of the fragrances I've been wearing recently, some that have had me in a chokehold. So I talked about Empatia. Empatia has been by BDK. Mighty Strong. Hey girl, hey. Good to see you. Empatia by BDK has been having me in a chokehold because I just think it's a sweet floral that just does it for me on a more basic level, like a blend of my favorite fragrances, but easy and approachable and with a little twist, you know? And then so this particular one, So Scientific, Let me get some notes for it so that it can be easier to understand what I'm saying or how I'm describing it. Unique Luxury So Scientific is described or has accords that are fruity, sweet, vanilla, powdery, white floral, soft, spicy, citrus, and sweet, sweet, sweet in the top, but it's not really syrupy, deep sweet, but it is sort of a heavy sweet in terms of Unique, the brand and how they do their fragrances. So this has osmanthus, orange blossom, and grapefruit in the top with some strawberry, peach, plum. There we go. That's what's giving it that deep kind of feel to it. Pink pepper, cherry, and jasmine. Ooh, cherry? I didn't know this had cherry in it. I smell more of the peach, the plum, the osmanthus, grapefruit, orange blossom, pink pepper, vanilla. And so then it's rounded out in the base with vanilla, amber, musk, and cedar. Honestly, so I bought this off of sort of recommendations. It was a blind buy. I had not tried this first, but when I got it, I was kind of sad because I have Fumi Monet's fragrance. And what is her fragrance called? It's slipping my mind. Exalté. There we go. So Exalté has a similar type of feel to it. There's that brightness from the citrus. There's that rose. Yes, Chandra, thank you. Exalté. There's the brightness to it. There's that rose. There's that sweet touch to it. And then there's some woods in the base. And so this was giving me sort of that same kind of feel. And I thought that, oh gosh, here we go with I don't want to have similar fragrances in my collection. But then it also reminded me of the one that Exalté is commonly compared to, and that is a Middle Eastern fragrance called Lattafa's Ajwad. Like it smells so similar with the same type of notes and accords, rose, fruity notes, vanilla, amber, musk. So they're doing a similar thing here. And as I wore it more, the dry down was giving me so much action, like giving me, let me go back to So Scientific. The bass notes, it was just coming through like a little bit heavier and more of this Middle Eastern woodsy kind of smoke kind of thing going on. So for people who don't like that backing, this is not for you. But the opening is really nice. It's sweet. It's pretty. I've heard Chandra is also saying that she's heard it's similar to Rose's Vanille as well. I've never smelled Exalté though, but I'm obsessed with Rose's Vanille, so I'm sure I would love both Exalté and So Scientific. I think you would. I'm also a huge lover of Rose's Vanille. Exalté to me is sort of Rose's Vanille, but with some more citrus thrown in at the top, like sweet citrus. And we do know that Rose's Vanille has a sort of citrus at the top of that. But this one, the way I described it before at one time was that maybe Exalté was sort of like Rose's Vanille and Voce Viva by Valentino, like they came together. Voce Viva to me has like a not just like a squirt of lemon, but like a lemon cookie type. I'm trying to describe how the citrus comes in because we know in Rose's Vanille it has this like citrusy top, but to me it doesn't carry through to the dry down. So the Voce Viva infuses more of that sweet lemon than like a squirt of citrus. Hope that makes sense. But this one is, yes, very similar. Chandra says, I love Voce Viva. That's so funny because I just bought Voce Viva Intensa. Yes, girl, that is like one. Voce Viva, I did have a video on my channel of that. Like, I love, love, love. That one, I even said, like, at one point that fragrance would definitely embody like me as a person. So, yes, this one I think is pretty similar, but I've just been enjoying wearing it. And I say that because when I go back and I smell like a shirt or it's gotten into my jacket some, like I go back and smell it and it has a deeper feel to it than the other two. And so for me, I like that. And this is tough. Would I be able to get rid of one of them? Yeah. I think I would probably be able to get rid of Rose's Vanille only because I do have Gentle Fluidity Gold already. And I have this, I have the Exaltate, and I do have the Ajwad. So I would be able to get rid of the Ajwad as well. I think the Exaltate and this one would probably stay. But somebody could go further and pare down and just keep this or Exaltate. And it just all depends on your preference. Like if you like the dry down with that nice, rich, Middle Eastern kind of woodsy, almost smoky feel, or if you want Exaltate that does not go that deep in the dry down. So these two have kept me in a chokehold. And yeah. Hey, Alexis, thanks for joining in. I was just talking about how, DC, we have today off for our Emancipation Day. And then what fragrances have had me in a chokehold this week. And it's been Empatia by BDK, even though I was like, oh my God, it's just, so kind of basic or kind of similar to something else. That's all me. It's had me in a chokehold. And also So Scientific by Unique Luxury. These two have been my go-tos this weekend. I have gotten compliments on them. I've enjoyed them. All right. And also my scent of the day, I was saying that I have on Femme Delicious by Genre, which is a collaboration with the Femme Frag Heads Facebook group. It came out, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't know. And then Venom Incarnate. I mixed these two together. Don't ask me. Well, I explained why a little earlier, but it was just a random concoction. And so I would love to talk about my scent mail because I got scent mail from Chandra. I want to keep that for the next one because I feel like I still need a little bit more time with it. And then I think I'll put it away with some of the things that I have that I'm kind of testing, and I didn't bring it out here to film. Rose, hey girl, hey, good to see you. So I will talk about that, but stay tuned because hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to talk about it. I may talk about it tomorrow, but I am going to talk about some unisex fragrances that I have because Good Scent Sis Ty asked me about if I talked about unisex fragrances or if I had a video or something like that. So I wanted to talk about them now. So I have 5 fragrances, and definitely if you guys have some recommendations or the bomb like unisex fragrances, there's so many, but these are the 5 that I just kind of went to in my collection. G says she just picked up Brown Girl Jane's Carousel, EB Ellis Brooklyn's Guava Granita, and the new J Hag Strawberry perfume. So tell us all about it, G, if you've had an opportunity to, like smell it and form even like a an opinion or like a first impressions. Let us know because I would love to hear. I know I talked about the J Hag one here before. I have not smelled the Guava Granita, and I was battling with myself about the carousel because I have imposed like this little fake no buy. And so I was going to let Sephora be the exception, but I could not make up my mind if I wanted to press purchase or not. And it turns out I did not. So yet again, I have not smelled the Brown Girl Jane. We'll get there. We'll get there. But let's talk about these fragrances because we're here for a good time, not a long time. Ow. All right. So the first one I have, which I think everybody knows about, needs no introduction, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because it's an icon, it's a moment, it's a legend. This is Angel's Share by Killian. You guys, when this came out, I had to have it. I don't even know if I smelled it first because it was probably like one of those first access things on Sephora. But this, as you all know, is a beautiful, beautiful sort of cinnamon. I think it's rum in here. Just sort of warm, cinnamon, sweet fragrance that's amazing during the winter and fall time. You think I know these notes by heart at this point because this is one of my favorite fragrances, one that I absolutely have to pull out every winter. I'm surprised there isn't a bigger dip. My goodness. But this has cognac at the top, cinnamon, tonka bean, oak, hedione, vanilla, praline, smoothed out with the sandalwood. There's even candied almond in this. I don't think I've had smelled the candy almond, but what sticks out most to me is the tonka, cinnamon, cognac, and vanilla. This is such a delectable fragrance because it's so sweet. It is suitable for women, and this would smell absolutely delicious on a man. Now, when I need to say hi to some people. Hey, Veronica. Dawn is a must try by Brown Girl Jane. Listening as she organizes her lipsticks and glosses. Thanks for joining us, Veronica. Mighty Strong says she wants Angel Share so bad. Alicia's in the house. Hey, girl. Hey. Alexa says that Angel Share is a classic, but she prefers Overture Woman over it. She's been enjoying her decant of Parody, though. Let's talk about it. And then yes, G says she loves Angel Share for colder months. So I did get to smell Angel Parody, and it does have raspberry in it, but it does not last to the dry down. And otherwise, it smells just like Angel Share. So I absolutely skipped that release. I do think it's nice if you don't have this one to go ahead and pick up that. But this, I'll just find a strong raspberry in my collection and mix them together. This is a total classic, and it has amazing dupes out there. I've tried the Kismet one, I think it is, when I went to my local Middle Eastern store, and they did an amazing job. So you definitely don't need this. You can absolutely find, just like with Delina, like at this point, you don't need to purchase it. Like there's so many dupes out here that are just amazing, spot on, 100%. Hi, Patricia. Hey, Pat. Hey, girl. I'm so excited to see you on tonight. Thank you. G says she agrees with my take on Parody. Thank you. Same experience we had because we're here. Well, for the most part, I know we can't be twins about everything, but yes. So that's Angel Share, a beautiful unisex. Now, when I say things are unisex, this is me and what I considered to be something suitable for a man. I honestly feel like, I mean, like we already know, there's no gender. Men can wear whatever. I grew up in a household of women, but my dad, he would literally come in my room and like spray my perfume, and it smells different on him because of his body chemistry. So I know that people can wear whatever they want to wear. Do they have more masculine, typically use masculine leaning notes? Maybe. But I would think I'd enjoy this on a man as well. The next one I have is my longtime boo, my favorite of 2021? I don't remember. I think it was 2021. But Byron Parfums, The Chronic, is everything. And I think it's unisex. I think it's unisex. I say this because, first of all, it's very sweet. It is sweet and deep, and it touches the bottom of my soul, okay? It's sweet and deep. But when I learned about this, one, I was given a sample by a man. And then at the time of its release, all the guys were talking about it. So they apparently love it, like it, wear it. It's unisex. But it's so sweet. I never felt like it was masculine leaning. Now, this one does have a note of leather in it. It does not come across as the strong leather, the typical leather scent. I think it just really adds to the depth of the fragrance. But let's check out the notes. You think at this point I, again, know these by heart because this was literally like one of my favorite notes. But for a long time, the notes just did not, really make sense to me with what I was smelling. For example, the top is cinnamon and pepper. Okay, we can say there's some cinnamon and pepper in here. Then there's amber, patchouli, and leather. I am starting to get that because it really makes like this deep syrup, and they throw some cinnamon and pepper in it. And then in the base, there's white musk and sandalwood smoothing it out. This fragrance, I don't even know how to describe it in other words, but it is just a deep sweetness. Now, I will say that this fragrance, I don't know if you can see the dent in here, but of course, this is the old packaging. One time, this is when I was trying to layer. This was back a little while back. I tried to throw on Bath and Body Works. It was called Bonfire Bash. I was like, that would go perfect with this. It's sweet. Both of them are sweet. And I wore it on like more of a warm fall day. I had on a sweatsuit. And after the car ride to the mall, I was just like, I am overheated. I'm overstimulated by this fragrance. And I almost felt like I was going to suffocate and die. So we had a hard breakup. We had a hard breakup because that experience, like I was like, I need air, I need water, I'm about to die in here. This fragrance is way too much. But we've been working it out, of after a while and got back together. But this is the most beautiful, sweet, deep, ambery. I can't, it's not a more sandalwood leaning fragrance. It is not. But maybe the amber, patchouli, and leather like really mixed together for the sweetness. There's no vanilla. There's no tonka. There's things that they're leaving out, in my opinion. But it's beautiful. If you ever have the chance to get your nose on it, do try it. It is amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Let's see what you guys have to say. You ain't wrong. The oak moss is what lingers and projects on skin most from Parodies. Okay, good to know. And Patricia is asking, have I tried the Chronic Extreme? I have tried the Chronic Extreme. Let me pull it up because, that's what it was. I remember, but I'm gonna still pull it up because we could talk about the notes. And it's the Chronic Rouge Extreme. So here's what happened. I'm such a head over heels fan for the Chronic. When they came out with the Extreme, I was like, oh, where is it? I need it. You don't have to say anything else. Just give it to me, right? So I get it. And I'm like, what is this? There is nothing about that fragrance that smells anything like the Chronic to me. Like, it is a fruity fragrance. It is, yeah, it's just nothing like so I was hugely disappointed because it felt more mainstream. It felt more likable and you know. But overall, for me, that fragrance smelled more like a hookah smoke, like a sweet, sort of fruity hookah smoke. In the Chronic Rouge Extreme, there its accords are sweet, fruity, warm, spicy. They're saying aquatic. What is aquatic about that? Ozonic, maybe. Yeah, I'll say that. Powdery, ambery, musky, and it has notes of now raspberry, whipped cream, melon, and pear. That's that fruitiness. And the amber, some spicy notes, and cinnamon, sandalwood, white musk, and patchouli. So those are the notes it does have in common with the OG, the Chronic, but it really came across to me as like a fruity hookah smoke. Let's see what's happening in here. Arlene, thank you for joining in. Good to see you. And Chris, what up? What up? What up? Good to see you too. And then Alicia says, yes, I think he made it mass appealing driving. So I'm listening. Awesome. Thank you for listening in. I agree. I was just super disappointed. I had to literally get over my disappointment. And now I like it for what it is. It's a fragrance. I can't sit here and just say, like, oh, it should have the DNA of the Chronic with something added or what have you. It is what it is. It is a nice fragrance. It's cool. It's cool. And it's a safe, cool, telling Chris to be safe. But yeah, it is a safe fragrance, a safer fragrance. Now, if you are someone triggered by, like, I think hookah smoke or something, don't get it. I don't know. A lot of people are like, I don't want to smell like that. But for me, that is what it smells like. On to the next one. This is one that I've talked about on here before, but I have literally never heard anybody else talk about. And this is La Dame by Karen Huger. This is by one of the housewives of Potomac, Karen Huger. She came out with her own fragrance. A lot of people in this area are, because I'm from the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, a lot of people, including one of my best friends, was like, oh my gosh, have you smelled her fragrance? And I was like, I have not. So I just ordered, and here we are. La Dame is a very cool, I feel like it's a more masculine leaning unisex fragrance. It reminds me of a great freshie with summer vibes and a bit of sandalwood, but I'm going to get some notes because I don't know them. Is she in? I can't. Karen. No, I don't think she's in Fragrantica. So let's search her up here. Yes, we want La Dame. So now on the website, they have a candle for her, a rollerball, oil, and then they have a gift set. They don't even have this bottle on her site anymore. But let's see. It has top notes of fresh citrus, exotic spices, intermingled with a heart of sugared violet petals. Oh, okay. I can see that. That keeps that freshness, but there's white florals and crushed vanilla bean. And the base, there is liquid amber, warm liquid amber, sun-dried sandalwood. I do get the sandalwood. Shaved cedar wood, get that. Musk and sheer musk rounds out this indulgent blend. So this, to me, with that citrus, that violet freshness, the sandalwood, it teeters over to the men's side for me. But this just feels very clean, very white linen, very regal, very power forward woman. But again, this is La Dame by Karen Huger. Very much, I feel like what she gives off a strong presence. She's fabulous. She's glamorous. She's a leader. She's all of these things. I'm sorry for her and her legal woes and the DUIs and all that stuff. If you keep up with the show, I don't really, but I do know those are some of the things she has been experiencing lately. But her fragrance is still a nice one, and one that if you are a woman that's, want to feel a little powerful, but then also I think the men can pull it off as well. The next one that I have, and this one is funny. I did one, two, three already. Oh, I have two more for you guys. So this next one is Kia. It sounds really good, but I don't want masculine. I totally get it. Oh, I should have started this video off talking about this. If you watch any of my videos, or if you've been with me since I started my channel, Kia does not like unisex anything. Like, it was just like, I just don't even want to teeter to that side. Like, it just did not appeal to me. I felt strange wearing it. It was just not my vibe. But slowly but surely, certain things have started to come around to me, and I'm a little bit more open to them. So I do have quite a few unisex things. I feel like I have at least two fragrances that are straight up men's fragrances, but I consider them unisex because I like them. And so here we are. It's a new day. But seriously, I have videos where I'm just like, oh, that's going on the masculine side for me. Like, I can't do it. I don't want it. And that was just not my vibe. So again, I have warmed up to it. So here's another one. This one is Amber Fever by Mancera. You guys, it is so sweet. And this one is pretty. This is like almost like a cousin to the Chronic. And I say that because it has the deepest sweet amber to it. So when I got this, oh no, Lulu introduced me to this one because Lulu is a Mancera queen, and so I had some samples. And this one, guys, this one stood out to me. It was love at first sniff. I had to order it. Didn't even use up the whole sample before I ordered this. It was just everything. And so for me, a lot of people were really into Instant Crush at the time, and I was like, it just leaned a little too masculine for me. I cannot do Instant Crush. But Amber Fever, I was like, oh yes, I can do this all day. It was very sweet. And I think that's why. I got compliments on it. This is really for the cooler weather. It's very strong and potent, and I was almost a little too intimidated to wear it, but I wore it. I got complimented on it. I absolutely love this one. You probably cannot tell because this dent is not denting, but it is so beautiful. And I really am so interested to see what their amber full fragrance is like. But this one has notes of caramel, whiskey, tonka bean, hazelnut, keeping it deep. There's some florals in there to just balance it out, I think, because I don't smell it that much. Rose petals, violet, Indian jasmine. But the base has the amber, white musk, teak wood, and oak moss. So you're getting a boozy, caramel, amber, woody fragrance. And I just love it. Yeah, and so here's another thing. So I sent a decant to a friend because I was just like, oh my gosh, you're gonna love this. Like, those other things are just masculine. She was just like, this is too masculine for me. I don't like it. And I was like, but I'm the one that don't like masculine. I can tell you that it's sweet, but I still think because of how deep it is and probably with that booziness in it, hazelnut is another one that will give things a little masculine edge, like a nutty masculine edge. But and there's oak moss in this. So to me, I absolutely love it. But my friend said, she was just like, it's a little too masculine. I'm gonna give it to my husband. So this is Amber Fever by Mancera, one of my favorites. All right, you guys. So let's see. Arlene says she's like unisex but not masculine. Love dark scents, Alicia says, but I only consider certain fragrances masculine. I wear whatever. Absolutely. Patricia says the majority of her collection is unisex. Understood. Patricia, what's your favorite fragrance? The only mascara I still have is Instant Crush. Okay, so if you like Instant Crush, you can do this one. The next and the last one that I have for you guys is this baby. Which initio? Which initio is this? Robert is here. Hey, Robert. Good to see you. This one is, oh no, I pulled the wrong one. So, because all the bottles look the freaking same, but I pulled out high frequency, which I had worn recently. But the one that I wanted to pull out is side effect. Side effect. Side effect is thebomb.com. We still say that. But side effect, when I first got that sample of side effect that my good friend Mona, hi Mona, if you're watching this in the playback, she sent me a sample of side effect and my eyes rolled to the back of my head. I absolutely love this fragrance. This is a warm, spicy fragrance, has some tobacco and rum and cinnamon. It's sweet, it's woody, it's all the things that I love in the fall, in the cool weather. There's saffron in this, there's sandalwood, and there's hedione. Like, it gets I think people were discussing at one time that there were like different batches of side effect, not 5 or 8 or anything crazy, but like just 2, like they may have reformulated, because I felt like my sample was a lot more creamier than my actual fragrance. So I'm not sure. Hi, Dontarius. Thanks for joining us tonight. I haven't seen you in the room before, but great to see you. Currently, Patricia loves her Mango Au by Gritty. I love it. I'm trying to think. Do I have another inspired version of that? I'm not sure. G says side effect is one of her faves from Initio, she meant. Love side effect and most everything Initio. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. What's your favorite Initio, Patricia? But yes, the side effect is one that I had to have. So much so, I really think, again, because this is what happens when all your bottles look alike, I accidentally purchased high frequency trying to buy side effect. So I ended up being able to get side effects, but I just love the way it makes me feel. It's warm, it's sweet, it's deep. It is something that I feel like I would love to smell on a guy, those deeper notes. And I, unfortunately, am one of the ones that like a sweeter fragrance on a man. I like it to be mixed with some of the more masculine notes, but I do like guys that have a hint of sweetness on them. Another one that I wanted to pull out, but I just didn't have in my reach, is Navitus's Creme Imperial. That one is very, very similar to one of the 1 millions. I don't know if it's 1 million lucky or which version, but I remember my nephew had 1 million and I smelled it and I was like, oh my gosh, this smells just like my Creme Imperial by Navitus. So I really love that one. And that one is a pretty straight up masculine one, but it has such this candy sweetness to me that it just really pulls me in. So it's like your boyfriend's smell on you. So I love it, love it, love it. Let's see what you guys are saying. And Arlene says that her favorite initio is Psychedelic Love. Love it. I don't, even though I've heard of it for years and years, I don't think that is one I have tried. Just like Absolute Aphrodisiac, I hadn't tried that one, but I have tried it, and it's such a bomb vanilla. Like, it deserves all the accolades. Chandra asks if I've tried the new Initio. It's nice, but nothing special. Is it the Power or the Self one? Is that it? Alicia says she loves a clean fragrance on a man. I'll have to spray him with some sweet ones and see what it do. I do too. Oh my goodness, Alicia. Robert says, here I am about to pour sugar all over me so I can smell sweet for Kia. Oh my gosh, I would love that. Don Terrius. This is so funny. Dante, is this Dante? Because as soon as you said I love PDM Haltane, I was like, so does Dontarius Jones. I am cracking up. I am cracking up. And so I'm like, let me get my nose on this Haltane, because you have been talking about this. Like, seriously. Haltane is the green bottle, and there are notes of clary sage, lavender, bergamot, saffron, praline. So it's still got that sweetness. PDM's not gonna, let us go without a little bit of sweetness. Oud and cedarwood. Love that. Thank you for sharing. G says she loves her some Absolute Aphrodisiac. And Robert just got Neffs for $239. Good stuff. I have an inspired version of Neffs. It is a really nice one, but I feel like the original would give it so much more finesse and really be more, just a tad bit elevated, Alexa says she's still new to Initio. She enjoys sampling Narcotic Delight, and Musk Therapy is on her wish list. Yes, I have Narcotic Delight. I actually think I talked about it the last live, because I was a bit intimidated to wear it because it's just so like potent, sweet, and strong, but it actually performed pretty well. And so I wasn't put off by it. But I still feel like there has to be a mood. I have to be in a mood to wear it. So the new one is Power Self. Gee, what are your thoughts? Tell us real quick, because I got to jump off of here. Alicia says she doesn't own an Initio or PDM. Okay, got it. Patricia says side effects, Absolute Aphrodisiac, and Rehab are her favorite Initios. I love it. Chandra. She's saying hi. Okay. Alicia. The only Initio I got is Oud for Greatness. I got a compliment from a woman that only likes women. She said that I smell good as hell. That does smell great. And also, Oud for Happiness smells even better. I like that one. And Alicia says that she sampled Haltane and it's nice. It's okay. 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 All right. And Alicia said, okay, Dontarius. If you like Atomic Rose, you may not. If you have Atomic Rose, you may not need Delina. Exactly, which is why I only picked up an inspired version of Atomic Rose, but maybe one day. And Chandra says Atomic Rose and Must Therapy are both incredible, and the only Initios I've considered adding to my collection for now. Yeah, because those are some amazing ones, pretty pricey, but I got Lattafa Oud for Glory and Amethyst. So do I, Alicia. And I love Amethyst. Well, you're now our family, Dontarius. So G says, feel like Power Self is fruity and light. Mm. And Alexa says she only has Atomic Rose. It's better than the OG Delina. Yes, I agree, Alexis, from what I know. Ooh for Greatness is very masculine on me. Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm trying not to be hard on them, but for their price, I have to be. Got it, Alicia. Amethyst is sexy. It is. I like that whole Middle Eastern vibe. It just upgrades the scent for me. And Arlene says she needs to smell Musk Therapy again. It is so it's intoxicating to me. It doesn't have the typical like intoxicating notes, but it's just something about it that just makes me like, I love Musk Therapy. I actually need it in my collection, but I'm trying to just be okay with having the dupe, and I'm not. Even though it's a good one, it's just I'm not. So Chandra says that Power Self is lacking power. Oh no, I hate to hear. I hate to hear it because they've been coming out with such great ones. But you guys, that is all of the unisex fragrances for now. Perhaps I'll do another one when I'm able to collect the ones that I want to talk about, or if I find any more. And then some men like to wear Delina actually. So all fragrances are unisex, as we know. And I really would like to smell some of those fragrances on a man. What's Robert talking about? Alexa says that Initio got a little crack in their sense. Yeah, it's just making us all into them. But Robert says he bought Rehab and it smelled too feminine, so he gave it to one of his female friends. Dang, I don't think I've smelled Rehab either. Ain't that crazy? And Alexa says it's the Hedion. Uh, all right, guys. Thank you so much for joining in with me tonight, talking about fragrances. You know, I always enjoy you guys. I totally missed you guys too. So hopefully I can do tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Be there or be square. Bye, guys. See ya.